Have you ever felt like your life is a series of repetitive days full of pressure and worries? Have you ever wondered how to find inner peace and resilience amid constant upheaval? Join me in entering the world of Stoicism, where the ancient wisdom of great philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus still resonates today. Stoicism is a simple philosophy of life and a guideline to help us face all challenges. Did you know that even brilliant emperors and philosophers faced fear, loss, and constant pressure? From their simple but profound words, we find sympathy, as if they were talking directly to us, sharing secrets to overcome difficulties. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, but instead of seeing your image, you see Stoic sayings, each a piece of a big picture of serenity and resilience. We become what we think, Marcus Aurelius once said, and it serves as a gentle yet powerful reminder that we can control our destiny through positive thinking. By exploring the 15 Stoic quotes below, you will realize the value of self-control and find endless inspiration to live a meaningful life. Each sentence is a lesson and a companion, helping you overcome the storms and see the light at the end of the road. So let's wake up with 15 Stoic sayings, advice that everyone needs to face life and conquer it with strength and profound wisdom. Let's find Hewer now. 1. Always remember that you can start over. Epictetus. Failure sometimes makes me panic, as if the entire world is collapsing before my eyes. But since hearing Epictetus says, always remember that you can start over, I have become calmer. Because of this statement, I sought new opportunities, no longer haunted by closed paths. Once, after a project I had worked hard on suddenly fell apart, I felt thrown into a bottomless pit of despair. I was indifferent to everything, even doubting my abilities. But then, accidentally reading Epictetus's quote, I woke up. Always remember that you can start again, he said, and I realized that each failure is just a chapter in the book of life, not the end. From Stoic philosophy, I learned that life is never without falls, but the important thing is whether we dare to stand up and move on or not. Epictetus didn't just give advice, he opened a way out, a new hope that we can always start over. With all its chaos and surprises, life is not as scary as I thought it would be. When you imbibe the Stoic spirit, you will see that every failure is an opportunity to learn and improve yourself. Before, I was indifferent to these tips, thinking they were just theories. But when applied to life, I realized their power. This quote from Epictetus has helped me get through the most difficult times and find the light at the end of the tunnel. What do you think about this statement? It can bring you comfort and encouragement in your darkest moments. Always remember that no matter where life throws you, you can start over. And that is the greatest gift that Stoicism gives us. 2. No one can hurt you unless you let them. Marcus Aurelius. Unexpectedly, I read this quote from Marcus Aurelius while going through the most complex and painful days of my life. No one can hurt you unless you allow it. Because of those words, I found comfort and healed my inner wounds. Stoicism, with its profound philosophies and resilient spirit, has helped me stand up firmly and face life with a new attitude. There are times when we feel like the whole world is against us. Criticism, scrutinizing eyes, and unintentional or intentional actions from others want to push us down into the abyss of self-deprecation and suffering. But it was in those moments that Marcus Aurelius's words awakened me. We are the ones who decide whether we will be hurt or not. Imagine you are a warrior with a sturdy shield. Every hurtful word and action from others is like arrows shooting into that shield. Nothing can penetrate and hurt you if you choose to keep your shield strong. But if you lower your shield, you allow those arrows to hurt you. Your resilience is that shield, and your emotional control is your most potent weapon. Thanks to that saying in the Stoic philosophy, I learned to control my thoughts and emotions. I understand that no one has the right to hurt me unless I allow it. Therefore, I am no longer easily overcome by criticism or judgment from others. I am stronger and more confident, and I appreciate my value. Life is always full of challenges and difficulties, but with the Stoic spirit and the words of Marcus Aurelius, I have found a way to overcome them all. Don't let anyone hurt you. Keep your shield and move forward with faith and determination. 3. We become what we think. Marcus Aurelius. This is a very famous quote, and honestly, it changed me. Today, I want you to understand this verse deeply so that we will be the best versions of ourselves. Imagine standing in the middle of a bustling world with all the worries and pressures of modern life. I understand your difficulties, fears, and uncertainties very well, but stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and reflect on this quote from Marcus Aurelius. According to Stoicism, our thoughts have immense power. They shape not only our emotions, but also our actions and, ultimately, our destiny. When you think about positive things, your mind will become strong and steadfast. You will see opportunity in challenges, joy in simple things, and serenity in the whirlwind of life. On the contrary, when negative thoughts overwhelm you, life becomes gloomy and full of difficulties. I understand this because I have also experienced such days. But Stoicism helped me realize that we have control over our thoughts. From there, I learned how to change my thinking, aiming for better and more meaningful things. Did you know that I remind myself every morning when I wake up, we become what we think? This quote helps me start the day with positive energy, overcome challenges, and become a better version of myself. I'm here sharing this in hopes that you too will find strength in your thoughts. Try it once, change how you think, and you will see that your life will change too. Believe that you can become anything you want because you are the result of your thoughts and actions. The world out there can be hectic and challenging, but you can conquer anything with a strong and positive mind. 4. Don't let what you can't do affect what you can do. That is a famous sentence by Seneca that I have always liked. Do you understand this sentence? It sounds simple, but if you think about it carefully, you'll see that this is a powerful piece of Stoicism advice we sometimes overlook in our fast-paced lives. I know that things are changing at breakneck speed. No one slows down to think, and we often get caught up in a whirlwind of things we cannot control. These could be failures at work, broken relationships, or simply unfinished dreams. However, if we keep focusing on the things we cannot change, we will miss the opportunity to do the things we can. Seneca, with his timeless wisdom, reminded us that life is not always perfect and that we do not need to be superheroes to achieve happiness. Instead, he advises us to focus on the things we can do, the abilities we can develop, and the opportunities we can seize. This is the spirit of Stoicism: patience, equanimity in the face of difficulties, and self-focus. Imagine you are a talented chef in a small kitchen. Instead of worrying about the ingredients you don't have, focus on what you do have on hand. Turn simple ingredients into fantastic dishes. Life is the same. We don't need everything to create success. We need to focus on what we can control and turn it into miracles. So the next time you feel pressured by what you can't do, remember Seneca's advice. Focus on what you can do, and life will become much easier and more beautiful. Stoicism is a philosophy of life and a guideline to help us find joy and peace every day. 5. Remember that happiness depends on your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. What do you think about this saying? Before, I was indifferent to philosophical sayings, thinking they were just lofty words that were difficult to understand. This quote gives me a new and profound perspective on life. According to Stoicism, happiness is not distant or dependent on external circumstances. It is an internal state stemming from the way we perceive and react to the world around us. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, lived during a time filled with trials and upheavals. However, he still found happiness in calmness and freedom by controlling his thoughts. This saying makes me understand that all our emotions and mental states originate from our thoughts. When you encounter difficulties, try changing your perspective instead of worrying and being afraid. That's a valuable lesson from Stoicism. It's not what happens to us that matters, but how we deal with it. Before, I often felt dissatisfied with life, always compared myself to others, and looked for happiness in distant things. But really, happiness does not lie far away. It lies right in our thoughts. We can find true peace and happiness by focusing on the positive, being grateful for what we have, and not letting external factors control us. This saying is not just simple advice, but a guideline for life. It reminds us that in every situation, the power to control our emotions and happiness is always in our hands. Remember, you can completely change your life by changing your thoughts. And that is the spirit of Stoicism that Marcus Aurelius wanted to convey. As I pondered 5 famous quotes from the Stoic philosophers, I realized that each quote contained profound wisdom and reflected each author's unique perspective on life. Each saying of the Stoic philosophers brings a profound lesson, helping me and hopefully you find resilience, peace, and wisdom in life. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the 5 quotes above and how they have impacted your life. Please share your story or how you have applied the Stoic philosophy daily. Comment below, and together, create a community of mutual support on your journey to finding inner peace and happiness. Thank you for taking the time to read and interact. Keep exploring, learning, and growing. Together we make a better life, a little bit every day.